At all levels of competition, more women are playing basketball today than any other sport. And they are playing it better than ever. They are taller, quicker, more aggressive, more talented, and their game exceeds all expectations. Hi, I'm Mary Flannery. I'm here at the Los Angeles Forum, the site of the 1984 Summer Olympics Women's Basketball Finals. Women's basketball has arrived, and so have the athletes whose skills have contributed so much to the growth of this sport. We're about to meet the 10 finest players in the country. They were selected by the people who know them best, their coaches. This is the 1984 Kodak Women's All-American Basketball Team.
Keep in mind when we're talking about these nominees that we're really looking for the great all-around player, offensively and defensively. We want her to be an all-American person too, somebody that's going to represent Kodak in women's basketball.
After analyzing hours of game film and videotape, the selection committee of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association discusses in depth the nominations for Kodak All-America honors.
You know, she's someone that is extremely talented, and she plays at a high level all the time.
Picking the 10 premier players out of the thousands of women who play basketball is no easy task.
Final Four, they have year after year either won the national championship or been in
But this
contention.
panel of coaches looks for that extra quality that makes these athletes stand above the rest. Let's meet the 10 women chosen by the WBCA to wear the title Kodak All-America 1984. I'd like you to meet Teresa Brown. She's the first women's All-American at North Carolina. Of course, the men there have a great basketball reputation, but now the women are beginning to make their mark, too. Was there one hint that someone might have given you that really helped improve your game?
One of the biggest things that I can lean on heavily is the word dedication. You know, being able to sacrifice yourself, you know, certain things in certain situations, and be dedicated, work hard, even when you're tired for the most part, you know, and that's about one of the biggest things I can really lean heavily on.
Teresa Brown, number 24, led the Tar Heels to the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship, while she garnered the ACC Player of the Year title.
The thing I think that I really appreciate most about her is that she's always that willing player to take on any responsibility that's needed for the team. She's been the team captain this year, has offered a great deal of leadership on a team that had 6 freshmen on it. So Teresa has been there for the players on and off the court. She's just been a mainstay for our team all season and really has contributed to the success of our program every year that she's been at the University of North Carolina.
On the West Coast, Southern California's Pam McGee has made quite a name for herself with her stylish good looks and hard-nosed basketball skills. Being honored as a Kodak All-America was a fitting tribute to Pam, for when she was not modeling or studying for law school, she was tearing up the courts as the center for the women of Troy. Number 30 struck fear in the hearts of her opponents. They knew that Pam would never give up, that she came to play every minute of every game. Averaging 17 points and 10 rebounds a game, the senior from Flint, Michigan was a driving force behind USC's 2 consecutive national championships. With the selection last year of number 11, twin sister Paula, the McGees go down in history as the first sisters to have both been named to the Kodak team. This is Marilyn Stephens, who's a senior at Temple University in Philadelphia. Marilyn, you do a lot of things well on the basketball court. In fact, you're the school's all-time leading scorer. For yourself, is there one part of the game when you're on the court that you enjoy the most?
Rebounding. I love to rebound.
Why?
It just shows that I have authority over them. You know, take the rebounds over. It's how you come down with the rebound. If you come down passive, you play passive. If you come down aggressive, you play aggressive. So I try to come down aggressive all the time.
Marilyn combines mental toughness with awesome physical strength. The Philadelphia native's senior season was a standout performance. She dominated the Owls' games, becoming Temple's all-time leading rebounder and scorer, male or female. Marilyn is the only woman to have been honored as both Big 5 and Atlantic 10 Player of the Year for 2 consecutive years. Able to play 3 musical instruments and active in the community as a speaker and volunteer coach, Marilyn is widely admired as a winner both on and off the court. 24 miles from Philadelphia, another Kodak All-America was making headlines. Cheney State's number 44, Yolanda Laney, who plays both guard and forward, is the dream of every coach. Not only is she able to play superb basketball, but she carries a straight A average in political science, and she has been named to the NCAA Academic All-America team. For Yolanda, basketball is a lot more than just a game.
It doesn't just concern basketball. It's like really a life experience, learning about people, how to deal with people, meeting people, different people you never thought you would have met, and I would have never met if I hadn't been playing basketball.
Considered the Dr. J of the Lady Wolves, her 25 points per game and 106 steals last season led her team all the way to the Final Four. After being named Cheney's homecoming queen, Yolanda's next goal is to become a lawyer, and no one doubts that she will achieve success in that court, too. It's no coincidence that since 6'3" center Janice Lawrence has been in Ruston, Louisiana Tech has won the national championship twice. A gifted all-around player, Janice was selected as the 1984 Collegiate Player of the Year. But Janice remembers a time when it was different.
I don't know what age I was, but I know it was a long time. There were a lot of guys in our neighborhood, and they didn't want to let us play, so we'd go out there and stand in the middle of the court. And they would run over us, of course, but eventually they let us get out there and play with them.
Nobody runs over Janice Lawrence anymore. A 2-time Kodak All-America, she has earned a reputation for being a relentless defender and an unstoppable shooter off the glass. Playing internationally in the Pan Am and World Championship Games has given Janice the maturity and coolness to win under pressure. Her poise has impressed the coaches of the Olympic team, and Janice was among the finalists to represent America in the '84 Summer Games. Another of our All-Americans is Annette Smith. Annette plays for Texas, and her team was ranked in the top 5 through most of the season. Although she suffered a knee injury that kept her from competing in the NCAA tournament, Annette was still able to enjoy a sunny weekend in Los Angeles with her fellow Kodak All-Americans. Last season, the junior nicknamed Skinny led her team to 32 wins and the Southwest Conference Championship.
It's easy to talk about Annette Smith. She's a great basketball player. She's not very big in terms of physical stature. She's 5'11". She plays a center position, and a lot of people find that difficult to believe. But she has great athletic ability, and she has super quickness. And she has things that a coach can't teach, things like a natural enthusiasm for the game and the ability to continue to push herself to excel and become better and better.
When I spoke with Becky Jackson of Auburn, she told me that she was surprised to be named to the coach's team. But to the selection committee, she clearly had the right stuff. In 4 consecutive years, she has been voted All-Southeastern Conference. And for 4 years, her teammates have voted her the Lady Tigers MVP. The leading scorer and rebounder in Auburn history, the 6'2" center sank a scorching 66% of her shots to lead the nation in field goal percentage. Becky leaves her mark in the record books as the only Tiger, man or woman, to have ever passed the 2,000-point barrier. When Janet Harris came to Georgia, she already had some pretty impressive credentials. learning her craft on the playgrounds of Chicago with players like Isaiah Thomas and Mark Aguirre. Number 45 was the top high school prospect in the nation. Playing both forward and center, Janet has exceeded every expectation. Her impact on the team has been dramatic. Before her arrival, the Lady Bulldogs had never gone on to postseason play. With Janet Harris, the Bulldogs have gone to the NCAA tournament for 3 straight years. Although psychology major Joyce Walker is the smallest member of the All-America team at 5'8", she has enough confidence to go against any top player in the country.
If someone were to do a psychological profile on you, what would they say?
To stay on your toes at all times, because she'll keep you moving. She'll make you work the entire game. She's got a lot of moves. You never know what Joyce Walker's going to do. You just got to stay on your toes. You can't sit back flat-footed because she'll leave you.
Being double and triple teamed wasn't enough to stop this speedy Louisiana State University guard. Joyce, or Instant Offense as she is known, is the SEC's all-time leading scorer, overtaking former Kodak All-America Valerie Still of Kentucky. The Seattle-Washington native's defense was also first-rate, and in her senior season, she led the Tigers with 85 steals. Her drive to excel never seems to diminish, and this enthusiasm has made her a favorite of the fans in Baton Rouge. Super sophomore Cheryl Miller needs no introduction. Southern Cal's forward has created a sensation with her flamboyant style of play. Cheryl has made people sit up and take notice of women's basketball.
I'm a flashy player because I like to have fun and I like to show a lot of emotion. I think my game is built on that, and I think I play better when I'm emotional. But, I'm an exuberant player.
Cheryl is also an outstanding athlete. Her scoring heroics are well documented, but with her tremendous agility and strength, she is also able to dominate a game defensively.
I think playing defense is the best part of my game. I like stopping an opponent, especially a good opponent who averages maybe 20 points, and then, shut them down to maybe 10 or 12. But, I like passing and rebounding. I like all aspects of the game.
In her 2 years in Los Angeles, the women of Troy have won back-to-back national championships, and Cheryl has twice been voted the Final Four MVP. What can she do as an encore? Well, according to Cheryl, she is only 50% of the player that she can be. That bodes well for an exciting future in the world of women's basketball. Through their many accomplishments, the All-Americas have set the highest standards of excellence, both on and off the court. At a banquet in Los Angeles, Kodak honored these women and celebrated a decade of achievement in women's basketball.
A diamond anniversary is quite a benchmark, and I'm very pleased to be here with you this evening representing Kodak and our 10 years of involvement in this program.
A highlight of the evening was the introduction of the 1975 inaugural Kodak team. Temple's Marilyn Stephens was chosen by her fellow 1984 All-Americans to express how they all felt about being honored by Kodak and the WBCA.
We extend our deepest appreciation to the committee for choosing us from among the many worthy candidates. We are also very grateful for Kodak for treating us in such a special way and making us feel so important. These past few days have provided us with an experience which will remain in our memories for the rest of our lives. Most of all, we feel a tremendous pride in having the distinction of being named to the Kodak All-American team. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all so very much.